Hello everyone and welcome back to Milton County, and today we are in Riverview and we have special plans for this episode. We're going to finally march our way across the river and we're going to build Riverview West Coast or South Coast, whatever we want to call it. But I got the new update installed and I can just see this textures look so much better. I love how the grass looks. Before, the grass looked very similar to this grass, but now it just looks so much nicer, and I really do appreciate the color that it brings, or the temperature that it brings to the game. But I've already purchased the tiles. I do want to plant the city like around over here, across from like the downtown area that we have. But I do want to go ahead and I do want to build the highway, or not really the highway, but the road across the river, and I want to connect it to Almont Street. We have a connection right there that's external, and then also the connection right there. I think it makes sense that we build kind of the main bridge across the highway. But I also have plans to also take this rail. Where's this rail? Right here. And also bring it down later. Connect it with this one. I do want to use this bridge, this two-way train track lift bridge, that we can build across the river. Place that there for now. That's a nice looking asset. I really do like that asset. Though maybe we actually want this one. Yeah, how much rails is this? This is 2 rails. So I think we'll actually be going with this bridge. So we're going to delete this one. And then for just our standard road layout, I am thinking of just doing the plain old drawbridge. I think if we need to in the future, we can for sure upgrade it. And on second thought, I'm looking at this, and when this is a pretty steep incline, we might have to do something unique. Now, maybe this is too crazy, but I'm actually thinking of doing some sort of interchange. Okay, we'll keep that drawbridge for now. All right, so now we have the challenging of connecting Applegate Street to our bridge. So I think what we're going to do is something kind of unorthodox. Let's make this a 3-lane asymmetric. Let's make that 3-lane asymmetric. And I want to make this a... Shoot, let's go with 5-lane asymmetric. And then for this one, I also want to do the same. For now, at least. We'll keep it back there. I want to take my 2-lane highway, and then I want to grab onto here. We'll return all snapping off, except I do want 90 degrees. At 5.81, we're going to just make it even for now. I'm just going to bring this off. So that way, if you're going on the highway and you want to go across the river, you just do this. You go up. And then I do want to take... Let's use our node controller. And let's add a node. I would say... Add a node right here. And then we'll do the same thing here, where we make this a 3-lane asymmetric road. Like so. And then actually I want to add another node right here, and I want to bulldoze this. Grab this road. And just curve it like so. There we go. Then I want to take the highway. We're going to go straight off here. And we'll fix this jankiness later. And next, I want to take my 4-lane highway, connect it, and I want to bring that up. We'll bring it down a little bit to like a 2% grade. I'm actually going to continue this connection all the way down to about... See if the game will let us do this. I'm just going to do this until I can find a decent 5% grade. Yeah, let's go for 5.2%. There we go. I now our job is going to be to link up these two roads. So I think we're going to actually delete this, and then we're going to take this guy over here. And we're just actually going to see if we can pull him out like straight like this. Let's see what the game will let us get away with. It's not the prettiest thing, but let's roll with that for now. I think we want to line up with this. We want to go like right here. There we go. And then we almost have a perfect 180 degrees. And then let's add a node, I think right about here. Actually, it has a node right where I want it, so we're not going to add another node. We're just going to expand this. And I wonder if we could do a complex curve here into this. See what that looks like. That looks decent, but I wonder if we can do it a little bit better. With maybe the continuous curve or complex curve, I mean. No, that looks worse. So I think we're gonna go back with the continuous curve. We're gonna take it to about there. There we go, that looks good. And then we're gonna have to fix this somehow. Our lane connector tool. Go here, we're gonna remove unsafe, remove U-turns. I don't think I want you going this way. Wonder if I can move this down somehow, make it look nicer. Bush there randomly. And of course, we gotta get rid of crosswalks. And I want to get rid of that light. There you go. I figure that there'll probably be less traffic on Applegate Street going around the neighborhood. And primarily most of the traffic is going to be getting off the highway. So now let's just finish the connection to the other side of the river. And you might think that this is overbuilding, but in reality, this is going to be a major metro area eventually, this side of the river. So I think building smarter now is going to pay off in the future. And I think the county or the government, the state, would probably recognize that and would probably invest the funds for some serious infrastructure if they believe that there would be a serious return on investment. So because of that, with the entrance that I'm doing, I don't just want to pull off the road and then go straight this way, where I want to build the other side of the city. I want to build a highway and then also I want to build an interchange, essentially. I think we're going to take the highway and we're going to send it this way up the here. So we're going to have to build that interchange. So let me do something first. Whenever I build interchanges, I like to just to plan out the direction that I think things are going to go. So because I think we're going to go this way, I'm just going to turn anarchy on, and I'm going to use this tree line as kind of like a guide, just so that way I can place that there. And then I do think I want to kind of just put this kind of straight in the center of the tile. I'm going to turn anarchy off. So now we have the challenge of making all three roads connect. And I'm just going to start off with a 2-lane highway for each connection. And I'm just going to start with a 2-lane highway for each connection, just for now. I'm going to keep the 4-lane road until I get to the ground. Delete that road, and we're going to take this one and just go straight. And I want to build an interchange off of here. And then obviously we can just place a couple nodes right here. Oh, that's so cool. It tells you. So this node is about 97 meters from the furthest one. We're going to place it like right here. Delete both those. And I kind of just want to do like a standard trumpet interchange for this. So we're actually going to take a node here and we're gonna delete a node there. And delete this, and then we're going to bring this up and over. And I think we will only want to go up 7.5 meters. It's the highest we can go. And it's gonna be kind of a steep curve. We can go 6 meters. 6.6 is what we can push it to. There we go. Let's turn this off so that way it doesn't catch anything. But we're gonna build directly into the mountain, sort of, but up right against the mountain. And then for this, I do want to bring this 4-lane road a little bit closer in. And of course, we're going to take a node, probably put one right here, and then turn that back into a 2-lane highway. We'll do something like that. Oh, over here. There you go. I'm just going to move that off to the side for now. Again, this does feel like it's a lot of infrastructure for, you know, a region of only 20,000 people, but it will become much more than that eventually. Do not like that it's wanting to connect. I know we can fix that, but I'd rather not have to deal with that. Because I've noticed that sometimes the interchanges reset themselves. And then we're going to add probably another node like right here. Make this a 3-lane real quick. Get our complex curve back in. See if we can somehow make a connection. Okay, we completely broke that. I don't know how we're going to fix this. Yeah, that completely broke that. So we might just have to go through the continuous tool. There we go. It's not as clean as I would have liked, but it is at least functional, but we can tidy it up a little bit. That I'll have to do for now. We can always change it in the future. In fact, we might have to like increase density or add more lanes, I mean. And then let's just fix this up real quick before I forget. Not go that way. Awesome. So now let's continue to build this highway and then we'll build. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and let's expand this road out over here. So I'm trying to think where we want to take this road, and I'm kind of debating if we want it to go like straight through or if maybe we want it to go this way. I think the map originally had the highway go this way, if I remember. But after thinking about it, I think it'll be more interesting if we take it down this way along the river. Alrighty, so this is the road layout that we're gonna go with for the highway. Yeah, I don't know if it'll always stay a highway. It might move into like a 4-lane road or maybe just a 2-lane road in the future. But for now, it's just going to stay a highway. Now, what I want to do is I want to work on a couple connections over the river in a couple of places. I want to bring this bridge through, and then I want to bring this one as well. So let's go ahead and let's get that done. First, I want to start with this one. And of course, it's too low, so we're going to delete this one and then bring this up a little bit. We're going to need to bring this higher because I want it to go over. And I just delete that portion of the bridge because I do want it to connect to this one. I do want like a little overpass over the highway. Actually, I think what we'll just do is we'll just bring this out. And then again, we're at a 30% grade. That is way too big. So I think we're going to put a node there. Delete that. And then we're going to try again. 8.8. That's still pretty high, but it's much nicer than what it was before. I do wonder if we want to do any bridges. And then I do want to make this a 4-lane drawbridge. There we go. And then let's bring this back down to 0. We'll cross it over. Then I do want to start on this end, and I'm just going to delete that one because that one was too tall. That's also going to be an 8.5, and it does not look good at all. And I brought this road all the way through. And we're going to take a look at this. This looks quite awful, so I'm going to see if I can use node controller to figure this out. And I think we're going to go with node tools, and I think we're going to select this one, this one, this one. Already it's doing something amazing. And this one. As you can see, we went from 11.9 to 7.9. We could do an ease in or an anchored. Let's definitely not do anchored. I like the ease in. Well, let's go with the constant slope. That way it's an easy 7.9, and let's apply it. There you go. That looks just so much nicer. And then over here still good. I do want to do kind of an iconic bridge over here though. So we're gonna delete this one right here. Over here. We're just gonna attach it like so. There we go. That looks nice. Hopefully we don't have any boats that go under the bridge. If we do, we're gonna have an issue. But we can solve that when we get there. And I think we're gonna start with those 2 bridge connections just for now. We can always bring more out later. And I do want to follow the tree line. And you know what? I completely want to redo how the highway connects to the city. I want to make this a 4-lane road all the way through. And then I just want to take this highway and connect it probably right here. We're going to delete that. And I do want to just do a straight on connection. There we go. So now that we have this connected directly to the highway, I think now it's time to do our road layout. And I want to orient the grid, of course, to the city. And I think I might do something different the grid wise. I think I might do more square grids. I think we did what we did. I think 16. Yeah, we did 16. We did 16 by 11. I'm going to keep the 11 because I want to do more of these houses, these 1900s houses. But I think we're going to do maybe 11 by 11. Let's see how that looks. I want this area to be more dense than Riverview. So there's our 11 by 11. Let's see just in the future. We could fit some of these buildings, but we won't be able to fit all of them. That's fine. We can work that out later. But I do want to do 11 by 11 grid, at least towards this side, towards the river. I want more density on this side. And that's left is just to go around and grid it out. So I will be right back once I finish that. Then I did move this up a little bit, this bridge part right here, so I could build a road underneath. That way you didn't have only 2 intersections if you want to get across. But now we're gonna have to fix this, the slope. We're gonna have to use probably my new favorite tool. We're gonna start here, start here. Apply slope. It's so easy. Such a great tool. Now for this side of the grid, I kind of want to do something a little bit more unique. I don't want to do the 11 by 11 necessarily. I'm trying to figure out what we might do because, I mean, it's a lot of squares. I'm thinking maybe we can do, I guess, 22. That's a really long block length. Really deep block length. And we can't go less than that because that's just way too many intersections. So you either have to go 11 or 15. Or 11 or 22, I mean. It's kind of the options that I kind of stuck us with. But first, before we continue that, I do want to turn these to one-way streets. I don't know if we have to make these also one-way streets. I think I want to keep this one bi-directional. Definitely down there. Of course, we have the other option of orientating the grid again. This way. Which I think we will probably do. Instead of doing 11, we might go like... We can do the 16 again. I did quite like how that turned out across the river. So we'll go 16. So we're gonna do something like that. And then I'm just probably gonna just multiply this all the way up. I'm gonna be risky. I'm gonna just do long straight roads. I've noticed that the grid tends to break the longer your straight roads are. And as you can see, the further we got from our arterial down there, the further the grid broke. It's kind of like floating point errors, you know? Further away you are, the worse the error gets. Nothing we shouldn't be able to deal with though with Ploppit, with Plotter or Platter. Nothing Platter shouldn't be able to fix, but it's just gonna be annoying to deal with. For me, the hardest part of starting a new town is always the road layout and how you lay that out, because it's probably the most consequential thing. What is this road? It goes all the way around. It's kind of crazy. But I think we're just going to kind of keep it simple for now for this episode because we kind of did do a lot and we're short on funds. So we need to let our funds build back up. So I'm going to want to take it slow. We're just going to fill everything in. Oh, and we can add on next time. I do kind of want to put like industry kind of like over here as if we look at our industry. See the ones like over here. But that'll be a future episode. As you can see, we have a labor problem. We don't need more employment. Or I mean, we don't need more employers. We need more labor. And we're actually going to use the modern bricks row homes. And I think what we'll do is we'll just place them here. Why do you look at that? We forgot about power and water. I think we'll just be lazy and we'll just connect them like that. And then right now I just want to do something simple, just to connect the power, because I do want to actually set up a power plant in the next episode. And let's make all these cars happy so that way we can have roads through the center. And what I would like to do is, because they'll have parking in the back, I would actually like to make this place extremely walkable. Let's go ahead and let's put trees down this entire district. Back lots of these don't look the best, so we're gonna have to do some detailing later, putting like trees and bushes in there to make it look more filled in. But I do like the front of these assets. It's a very nice building. And before we zone more in, I do want to add our city services. We are definitely going to need an elementary school. And I do want to go with, let's go with the Netherlands Elementary School, because it fits actually really nicely in these blocks. We'll put it over here on Crescent Street. And then obviously we need medical. I think I want to go with the modern clinic, and I think we're just going to put this down the road. Actually, we're gonna put one back. Now let's not forget our death care, and I do want to do a cemetery, like a big one. We haven't done one yet in this city, so we're gonna turn on our elevation tool. And we're gonna see what's a nice spot for a cemetery. And I'm kind of thinking, let's see, how big do these take up? They pretty much take up an entire city block. I kind of want to do, I kind of want this to be like the main city park almost. It would almost fit right there, almost perfectly. I think we're gonna take these 2 streets out. We're gonna plop in here. We're also gonna move it a little back as well. See if we have any room for upgrades. We unfortunately do not have any room for upgrades. So we're just going to set this back a little bit. There we go. Now let's get our fire. And honestly, I think we're just going to place it right here. Apparently those houses did not like that. Next up is our police. I'm just curious how we're doing police-wise. We're actually not really good with jail capacity, so we might want to pick something with more jail. I think we'll go with the Netherlands police station. It looks like it's going to fit perfectly in our lot, and it has a 45 jail capacity. Next, I want to take a look at parks, and I think we'll place a small plaza across from the police station. And then I just did upgrade this to have the park for the school, but I also want to put some sports complexes behind it. Let's see if there's anything we can put down. No, we're actually going to probably need to put some parking down. But I want to actually zone in first before we start placing more parks, because we are running low on funds. We're only at $500,000, but our hourly rate is really what's shocking me. So let's start plopping in some zone, and then we'll place some parks along with the population. So I really want to focus on this area, and I do want it to be a little bit higher density. I'm thinking we're going to use some of the Southwest row homes and just a lot of Southwest architecture over here. And I think I might actually expand this zoning out too. Alrighty, I've expanded the city blocks a few more this way. So now we can actually start plopping. And I want to get Southwest. I want to do some row homes. Of course, we're going to be using our best friend Platter. I'm trying something that I haven't done before, where I put row houses in along the entire block. Curious to see how that'll turn out. I'm not sure how realistic that is. I want to check real quick if there's any cool buildings that we should add. Maybe right here along. Yeah, let's put it right there. And then we'll build parking later around it. But it is quite taller than most of the other buildings, so I do kind of want to resolve that with maybe a little bit of high density, especially in the Southwest. Put a hotel. That'd be kind of nice too. A hotel across from the hospital would make sense. See how that looks. I'm not sure how sold I will be on those assets. We'll just let those load in for now. And while I was waiting for our stuff that we just zoned to build up, I'm just taking a look at our education capacity, and I'm seeing that our high school capacity isn't doing so great. It's manageable right now, but we're just about to increase density by quite a lot over here. So I'm thinking we probably need to build another high school, and I might take us for the urban high school. It would fit quite nicely into one of these blocks. However, since it is high school, I do want it to have a sports field, and I'm not going to use the same track field that we used over here. I want to use probably the football one, like the actual park one. You know, I'm thinking we'll probably put it over here. I think we're just going to go with the American football field. And we're going to place it right there. There we go. And now we are actually quite cash poor. So I'm going to go back to zoning in these entire blocks. And I'm probably just going to be doing a little bit of commercial. Maybe some Northeast mixed housing as well. Like maybe over here we'll do some Northeast mixed housing. Alrighty, we've got mostly everything zoned in, except not happy with how these turned out. Hoping it would be more this height instead of this big height. So we're just gonna delete all this stuff, unfortunately. We'll probably replace that later. So I'm not sure what we'll put here. We might put more for housing down there later. I do want to go ahead and I do want to start placing our single family housing. And again, we're going to be using the 1900 homes. You know, we'll put a marathon gas station right here. All right, since I think everything is pretty much finished loading in, we're going to move on to the detailing section of our video. I plan to plant a lot of trees and draw maybe a couple of parking lots. Let's see. But first, I want to start with this building. I want to build a parking lot around it because I feel like this would have a parking lot right here. It just makes sense. You know, we have 188 households, 337 people. They would need a place to park their cars, and we don't have a lot of street parking, actually. And you know what? I kind of like the idea of using the textures for like lots that aren't like developed yet. Like they've been cleared out. Vegetation and everything has been cleared up. They're not developed yet. So I think that's actually kind of a cool detail. I did see the modern brick garages, so I think these are supposed to go here. I'm not sure why we have to place them. Why they don't come pre-placed? But we're going to place them because that just looks so much nicer. So let's go ahead and let's get that done. It's going to be a lot of clicking. Now that certainly looks a lot nicer with the garages. But first, I do want to do something with this lot, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did behind the Marathon gas station, where we take our dirt, do this, and then take our lush, do that too. I think we had more dirt though. Yeah, there we go. And I decided not to put any trees in these neighborhoods because, as you can see right here, they will spawn their own trees eventually, probably when they upgrade to higher levels, which I do like that detail. We're just going to leave them there and let them do their own thing. Kind of just spam trees, did some parking lot and a little bit of surface work. I like that people are actually using this parking lot now. As you can see, we're going to need to figure out something because everyone wants to use this one bridge. So we're going to have to build probably a connection here. Probably a couple other smaller connections also. But I think next episode we're for sure going to work on the power plant. Probably place it around over here. I'd imagine, kind of out of the way. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of Milton County and where you want Riverview and its satellite cities to go. Catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.